This is Courtney Sheffield, your recruiter's favorite recruiter, and this is Courtney's Corner. And today I am so excited because we have the LHUT here today. Ladarrius, introduce yourself to the people.
What's up, cousins? I am Ladarrius LHUT Hutcherson, a Birmingham native, content creator, author. I am a community builder, all those things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The man, okay? That's serving his community every day, okay? And popping up at every restaurant around town. Are you just in Alabama or are you?
Well, I've been to Tennessee, Georgia. Like I've
traveled.
Yeah. And I've had opportunities to go other places too as well. Yeah.
I love it. So who is Ladarrius? Who is LHUT?
Oh, where do I start? I am, like I said, I'm from Birmingham, so I'm definitely Birmingham for sure. I'm from the north side of Birmingham, so I'm definitely north side of Birmingham.
Okay, north side.
But I'm also very educated. You know, I am a product of the Birmingham City school system. I graduated from GW Carver High School. I attended Jacksonville State University for my undergrad and for my master's, and I started on my doctorate at the University of West Alabama, and I became a content creator in 2022. Family, friend, like I'm really a lot of things.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. So what inspired you to navigate in the career that you are in now? How did you get here?
Well, honestly, so I've been working in marketing for 12 years, since 2014. So when I graduated college in 2014, I started working at actually Yellow Pages, and they were transitioning from the Yellow Pages print book to more of a digital platform. So they wanted like a younger group of us to come in and like really start it off. So it really launched my love for marketing. Right. And so I was already doing that. And then, so I already kind of knew how to like market things. But I didn't realize I would be able to market myself and like other brands through like my content or whatever. So it's just like everything came back around full circle in 2022 because I did a content video at a restaurant called Ruth's Place. And it went viral. Yeah. And it kind of just took off from there.
I love it. I love it. So Ruth's Place, do you remember that experience?
I do remember that experience. Honestly, the crazy thing about that day is I wasn't going to the restaurant. My friend, I went to her house and she wanted to go there. And she was like, let's go here. I was like, I don't really want to eat there or whatever. You know, and she was like, let's go. So we ended up going. And when we got there, I was already kind of doing content. It would get, just my family was friends was watching, like 100 views, you know, nothing crazy or whatever.
So you thought?
Right. So we went there or whatever. She was like, you're not going to record here? I was like, no, ain't really nothing to record. She was like, boy, record it or whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. I spent my phone around and just, it was real. The video is horrible, actually. When I go back and look at it, I'll be cringing. But
because the growth.
Right. But I did it and I posted it and it just literally changed my life. For real.
I love it. I love it. And we see you everywhere throughout the city promoting not only businesses, restaurants. You're promoting businesses. Like each month, I'm on your page and you're letting the city know, like, what's up. These are opportunities. These are events that are happening right here in the city. I love that. So how does that feel with you promoting your city in a positive way? Because Birmingham, we get so much pushback, but you are empowering and inviting other people since your following is so huge to the city. Yeah.
Well, honestly, initially I didn't realize that that's what I was doing. So I think that's the beauty of it because I was just really doing what was authentic to me. And I still do to this day, but of course it's on a whole different level.
Absolutely.
But it feels great, honestly, because I've had people that have come from like Dallas and Chicago and all these places, like especially people that are like historians who love history. They're like, we decided to come here on our anniversary trip because we saw your content.
Yes.
And then we came to Birmingham and we're like, oh, Birmingham is more than just history. It's about, y'all have restaurants, y'all got things to do. A lot of people think of Birmingham as the past. You know, they don't know how progressive we are and how much we've grown because they only know us for the things that we did in Black history and things like that, which is important. And
it's very important.
It's very important. But it's not like, there's not a period, it's like a comma because we have other components to Birmingham. So I'm happy that I'm able to be a part of showcasing the elevation of Birmingham and the constant growth.
I love that because when I watch your content, I'm like, where is it? I didn't even know it was right here, and I'm from Birmingham. Yeah. So I love it. I love it. So what challenges have you faced, and how did you overcome them navigating through the social media world and just in business in general?
I think with social media, I tell people all the time, I think a lot of people want to be a content creator or be an influencer or have a platform, but I'm like, it's way more than about followers. I mean, it's also about impact, and it's about how you use your platform, but also it's about understanding who you are before you get into that space, because once you become an influencer or you become a public figure, you open yourself up to public scrutiny. You open yourself up to opposition, to people, to people being able to comment under your post and tell you how they feel about you. You know what I'm saying? And so you cannot internalize that. You have to have solid people around you. I don't care if you're going to therapy, you pray, whatever you do, you have to constantly do that, because one of the biggest challenges is the things that when you first start seeing things about yourself or people, what they're saying or whatever, it's a real thing. Yeah. But you have to literally just be ready for that. So I wouldn't even call it a challenge for me. It was just a learning curve. It was something that I had to say, okay. Because I talk to other people that are influencers that I'm cool with, and they like, you had your moment. And now that you had your moment, you know how it feels. It ain't going to feel the same the next time. And then the next time after that, it's not going to feel the same. You get not even necessarily numb, so you just kind of get like, okay, well, that's just
that's your opinion. Let's keep it moving.
Absolutely. So for me, I had to learn, like, okay, you can't bring the north side out of you all the time. You can't clap back all the time.
Just chill a little bit. Just chill a little bit.
Everything don't need a response. Sometimes I just want to go left. But then I'm like, no, I got too much stuff coming up. I got people looking at me. They come into my, like, these brands and people that are part of these events, so they come into my page. They looking. So I can't be going out every other day. It's just talk. Yeah. But that's
I want the youth to hear that, okay? It's just talk. Keep it moving.
Yeah, it's just talk.
And you look at your brand, since you overlook all of the foolishness, look how far you've grown. I also noticed that you do a lot within the schools.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that, because most influencers, they don't use their influence to impact others.
Yeah.
That is big. So let's talk about that.
Well, I'm
going to say this, I'm sorry, to impact others in a positive way. Yeah. Let me say that, because your influence is always going to impact people negatively or positive. So you're choosing to be positive. So let's talk about that.
That kind of just happened because I don't even remember the first school that I went into, but I've been to so many at this point now, which I love, because one thing I learned, I actually went to one yesterday. I went to I3 Academy. They had a career day. Okay. And the kids they are so clever and smart. Yeah. And it's just like, I'm like, either I'm getting old or I'm like, something happening. Because to be able to watch these like young kids and how brilliant they are, I'm like, I feel like an old man. Like, I can't believe I'm actually saying this out of my mouth. That I'm like, y'all are really, I was telling them, I'm like, y'all are really smart. Yeah. And so for me, every time I go and see that, and they like, oh, I watch you, my mama watch you, you know, and they get to see somebody that comes from exactly where they are to be able to do this. It just makes me want to do it more and more and more. But it's just one of those things that just kind of happen, you know. And for me, I always tell people, like, I feel like my platform has been a combination of God, my hard work that I put in, and a lot of people just believing in me and seeing something in me sometimes that I didn't even see in myself, you know. And so I think that's a big part of like why I've done a lot of the things that I've done, especially like going into the schools, because they see that in me. The teachers, the faculty, all these people feel like I have something to offer to the kids. So that means a lot to me. Yeah.
Right, you do. So how do you balance that, your personal life, with your goals that you're achieving in your career?
Honestly, you know, to be quite honest, my personal life and my business influencer, it kind of work in tandem, to be honest with you. Like, I don't really have most of what I do. I be having a good time. Yeah. You know, so it's really like, it don't even feel like work for real. But sometimes, I be having too much fun. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I got to record.
That's a blessing, though. That's a blessing.
So I don't really be having a hard time balancing. I just kind of work it. The beauty of it is I had the flexibility of working my content into my real life. Yeah. That's why people are like, you be going out on videos. I'm like restaurants. I'm like, well, don't you eat? So I I fit it in. I don't go to like 10 restaurants in one day.
Right.
So I fit it into my schedule based off of like, okay, well, I come there. That'll be dinner. You know,
so I
I'll
got a
try
taste for this today.
Yeah. So that's how I make it work.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Let's talk about this book because our saying is "Come bloom with us."
Okay.
The title of this book is "Bloom." Let's dive into that.
Yeah. So the book is called "Bloom Where You're Planted," and so what happened was I got invited last year. Like I got, it was like April of last year. I got hit up to be a part of TEDx Alabama, which is like a offspring of TED Talk.
Right.
You know, and TED is a huge brand, but they have these little. I'm not gonna say little, but they have these almost like. It's like a tour almost, where they go to different cities and they kind of do like a mini version of the TED Talk.
Right.
Which that platform is still big too, because they have like 40 million subscribers on YouTube.
Absolutely.
And TED has like 90 million. So it's still a big platform or whatever. So when they hit me up, I was just so confused because I'm like, what? Specifically, Lisa, who's the coordinator of TEDx Alabama, when she hit me up, I was like, huh? And then I was thinking to myself, like, maybe I'm gonna write her back and tell her, give it to somebody who really want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never saw speaking for me. You know, which I can do it, but I'm like, I don't really know. You know, so I was going back and forth or whatever, and I didn't really have to apply. She just reached out to me and was like, well, I feel like you got a story to tell or whatever. So after prayer and just talking to some people and just, I'm like, you know what? Just like everything else, I got to do it, even if I'm uncomfortable.
Oh, that's good. That's growth.
Because I feel like that's where the most growth is found at, in uncomfortability.
Absolutely.
So I was uncomfortable, but I was like, I have a story to tell.
Right.
And the biggest part of my story that I wanted to tell was that a lot of people think that when you leave your city, that's when you're going to bloom. Like people think that you have to leave your city. You have to leave your family. You got to leave your friends to go off and be all that you can be. Now, granted, that could be true.
Yeah.
Depending on what it is that you want to do. But you can make an impact no matter where you are.
Absolutely.
Even if that's in your hometown. And it's even more impactful when it is your hometown.
Absolutely.
So I talked about the idea of, I told my story a bit, but I also told about the fact that when I graduated college, people saw so much more from me than Birmingham. And I almost felt like I was being looked down on because I wasn't willing or wanting to necessarily leave or go to a Dallas or a LA or New York. That's what people saw from me.
Yeah.
But I never felt that in my heart. And I'm just a person that I move on how I feel.
Absolutely.
Not based off of what other people want from me. So in my TED talk, I was talking about blooming where you're planted, meaning that you could be whatever you want to be no matter where you are. Now, if you decide to leave, that's on you, but I was able to be impactful where I'm from. And so that's how the thought even originated, like bloom where you're planted. And so I did the talk, went on stage, killed it. And then I was like, I just feel like I didn't get to really, because I only had like 7. We had to be anywhere between 6 to 12 minutes. Mine was like 8 minutes or whatever. I was like, I just feel like I got more to tell.
Oh, that's good.
So immediately after that, which that happened in August, I immediately hit up my publisher, who I had already spoke with previously because I wanted to do a children's book a year prior.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, I ain't really feeling that. So I went back to her and was like, look, I'm ready. Like, I'm ready. She was like, okay, well, let's do it. And so we wrote it out, told my story to her and talked about it. And I wrote, what all the things that I wanted to get out. That's and good. We just kind of went from there or whatever. And it was a more in-depth version of the talk. So that's how it started.
That's good. What's so powerful about that moment is that they reached out to you.
Yeah.
To do the TED Talk that you didn't even want to do. And in your yes, you got a book.
Yes.
You birthed something so powerful. And you say you were uncomfortable.
I was uncomfortable. And I did not think that, and I told somebody else this recently, I was like, with doing the TEDx platform, it's a huge accomplishment.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the hardest things I ever did in my life, to be honest with you, because we didn't get a teleprompter. We did not get PowerPoints. We didn't get any of that. We had to memorize all 8 to 12 minutes or whatever it is that we wanted to do. And I had never done nothing like that. Like I've been on stage before. You know how you have your paper, or you have a PowerPoint, or you have a teleprompter, you have something. We just had to memorize it. So I literally spent from April to August memorizing this TED talk. I hired a coach to even help me, like with stage presence. I really took it very serious or whatever. So I know that other people that did TEDx, they have all done something, different with whatever it is that they talked about or whatever. But for me, it was just the thought of, I'm like, I would have never thought that a book would come out of this. I never thought that this would be, that. So it's really, it's a huge
accomplishment. Yes. And then on top of that, I'm just still stuck on your frustrated yes. That birthed the book.
Very frustrated, very scared and nervous.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it. So what's next? What can we expect?
Well, a lot actually. I got a lot coming up. So I have I'm hosting the Minority Business Award.
Okay. So congratulations.
Thank you. I'm super excited about that. Because it's previously been hosted by like Ricky Smiley, Tom Joyner, Roy Woods Jr., whatever. I'm like, that's crazy. I'm like, that's actually crazy.
A whole lot of favor, you ask me. But look at where your influence have taken you.
I know.
You're not known for one of those individuals who calls, what my grandma them say, ruckus. You know what I'm saying? You're positive. You're straightforward. You don't play now.
Yeah.
He gonna keep it a buck.
Absolutely.
But it's just like what you present and and it's opening door after door after door.
Yeah.
I love that.
So yeah, I'm super duper excited about that. And then I have a summer series that I'm doing. I'm an influencer workshop that I'm doing that I just announced yesterday. So I'm excited about that. That'll be going on through the summer. I got I got invited to. I'm going to be going to like a resort that I got invited to, so that's fun. And hosting the gala that's happening in July to Steel City.
Seen that.
Yeah, and just constantly, things happening and going on. So I'm just trying to really just stay busy, and the schedule keeps filling up.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of things.
And you don't even know what's going to happen next.
That's what.
You don't even know what's coming next.
But that's what's crazy though, because I was just telling somebody that the other day. I'm like, I don't even know what. Every time I'm like, wait a minute, hold on,
That's good. I love it. So most of the people, they already know where they can find you, but let them know where can they find you on social media.
Well, on TikTok, LHUT, Instagram, LHUT, LHUT, and Facebook, Ladarrius Hutcherson. Working on rebuilding my website and all those things too. So trying to just streamline and make everything just seamless. Like even when people trying to contact me for business, I'm trying to make everything just automated and easier for me to manage.
I love it.
Yeah.
So I just want to go back to the influencer workshop because you might see me in the place. Okay.
Please.
So tell me a little bit more about that.
Okay. So I've been partners with working with Pinspiration. Are you familiar with it?
No.
Okay, Pinspiration is an arts and crafts like studio.
And, I have, yes. I know what you're talking about.
And they do like different craft projects, and they do the paint pouring, just different things like that, splatter painting, all that. And so after doing like several videos with them, they was like, we should do something together or whatever. And I was like, well, it got to make sense. You know, I need it to make sense for me as well. So
absolutely.
I was like, well, let's incorporate the projects that y'all offer. Let's incorporate those. But at the same time, when people come and do those projects, they also are getting fed from me. Yeah. So like the first one is, let me pull it up because I got to remember mine. Let's see.
That's great.
Yeah.
Collaborations are always a plus.
Absolutely. So the first one is called Splatter the Influence. So basically it's going to be like splatter paint. And then while you're doing the splatter paint, you're going to be able to learn about content creation tips. Like you're going to get some tips from content creation, whether that's like how to create engaging content, find your niche or whatever the case may be. The second one is like the influence. So it's going to be candle making, but you're going to learn about personal branding. So building your personal brand, authenticity online, things like that.
The overall package.
The third one's going to be pouring to your brand. So you're going to do canvas pouring, and you're going to learn how to do storytelling through your content. And the last one is create your moment. You're gonna do like creative canvas painting, but it's gonna teach you how to monetize your platform.
Oh, that's good.
So I'm gonna be giving tips from my personal experiences, as well as just making it fun.
I love it. I love it. You're always engaging the people. With the people, and always encouraging. That's what I love about it, and pushing people forward.
I try my best to, because that's what it's all about.
Yes. So if someone is inspiring to be an influencer or content creator, what advice would you give them?
I honestly, I used to say that this advice was cliche, but I've learned recently that there's really no such thing as cliche, because cliche typically means that a lot of people have, been able to do it. So that's what makes people say something's cliche, because it's been done before. So I won't say it's cliche, but I would say I know it's kind of like repetitive, but I think the very first thing to do is just to start.
Start, absolutely.
A lot of people, I think a lot of, not just people, us in general, we all are victims of our being our worst enemy and being in our own way.
Absolutely.
I talk to so many people that are like, I want to do content, but I don't want to, people going to be what, I'm like, and I guess, ashamed of what they think people may think, or how people will receive it and things like that or whatever. But I'm like, you can't worry about that, because if you're worried about what people are going to think, then you're never going to do it. Because one thing that you have to understand, going back to my earlier point, is that people are going to have things to say. You have to understand
no matter what
that.
you do.
Yeah. And so I don't worry myself about what people think, because that would be a detriment to me, to be honest with you, because then I wouldn't be able to be authentically myself. So I say start and use what you have.
Absolutely.
Don't go out talking about, I got to buy this camera.
Yeah.
Use your phone.
Yeah.
You pay that phone bill every month.
Yeah.
Use the phone. iPhones have come a long way. So use what you have and just post it.
Absolutely.
And I know that's easier said than done, but you have to start somewhere.
Yes, you do.
Like, everybody has to realize that each person that you watch on social media that has a platform that's growing, they started somewhere.
Absolutely.
It was just that it took that one video.
Yeah.
So I always tell people, and then also too, do not allow yourself to get caught up in numbers.
Yeah.
I think that's another part that people get frustrated in.
Yeah.
The beauty of social media is that you can have one video that does horrible, but then you can have one that do really well, and then it'll do horrible again. Don't ever get yourself caught up in numbers.
Yeah.
Because I post, and I don't even work. I'm like, I hope they love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And so that's kind of how you got to look at it. Just like, when people that are like music artists, when they create music, they're typically making the music for themselves.
Yeah.
And then they just put it out into the world.
Absolutely.
And people consume it for whatever different reasons or whatever. So you got to kind of have that same mindset with creating content. I hear a lot of people saying, well, there's nobody be watching over there. I'm like, one day somebody's going to watch.
Consistency is key.
Yes. And then I'm like, also make the content that you want people to see, because when they do start watching you, they're going to go back.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I was like, when my first few videos went viral, I had to go back and delete them. I'm like, what was I doing?
Yeah.
This is not what I want to be known for. So you may find yourself like having to go back and do that, but just make the content, and your audience will find you.
Yes. And you said start.
Yeah.
And one thing I love, you said, I loved it. I hope they love it. And you have to love what you put out.
Absolutely.
You have to love what you put out.
That's why I'm so cautious about, and I tell people this too, about my brand. I don't even play about flyers and stuff. Like, when people be putting out, I'm like, oh no, you can't put this out.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to you got to take it out. You got to take it serious.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time. And again, what you're doing, not only, in boosting, I would even say, like, when you go into the restaurants, like, you're bringing the customers in. You're bringing the customers in. You're influencing the children. You're writing books. You're on TED Talks. You're doing amazing.
Thank you.
Keep going. Look, you ain't got no choice, because you don't know what's next.
I don't plan to stop.
Yes, yeah. I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining us on Courtney's Corner. And we look forward to everything that you have. And definitely make sure you send me the dates for the influencer workshop. I definitely will be in the building.
Please.
All right.
Please come.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. You heard it here. LHUT said just start. Don't be afraid. Love what you do and just start. See you guys next week.